You're fine.
Hello everyone. As we just witnessed before I press play on this video, you guys are attached to your phones, being different screens, even your computers, iPads, televisions. No matter what, you're always looking at the internet, you're attached to the World Wide Web and all the things happening around you. With this said, mass media has the power to influence society, and I'll overview some of the key points and impacts being from traditional to the digital stage. Obviously, as I was just saying, headlines in the news, ads seen, videos on your phone, they all shape your opinions even when you're not realizing it's happening in real time. The mass media's role is not just to reflect, but also to create identities and public opinions before shaping their own world and newfound behaviors. Starting with the Intro to Sociology, Mass Media and Communications from Boise State University, they touch a lot on the reflection stage, talking about current events, news outlets, all being on the local scale to national, and then obviously the global scale with different elections, disasters, and sports being touched on, most notably now the FIFA World Cup taking place in areas like Philly, right nearby where I'm filming this video. They also touch on cultural values with traditions and lifestyles that are typically seen in TV shows, movies, and even music that's being played on the radio. And then, more notably, public concern is covered a lot based on what people most care about, and these are things like inflation, education issues, and healthcare. So moving from that into social change, they also touch a lot on the attitudes and opinions that are held on a collective scale, focusing on collective action. Getting more into now how they work to create their own identities and behaviors, Maxwell McCombs in the Agenda Setting Theory, published on December 13th, 2018, talks a lot about the influence and beliefs that public opinion can be shaped through the coverage, and this is obviously things that are being most discussed in real time. And this touches on things like consumer behavior, ads help engaging with people and the products that they choose to buy, and this is done a lot through celebrity endorsements and a lot of media influencers, things on like TikTok and Instagram, as I touched on before. And then some more serious issues like political views are affected by framed news articles trying to sway you into which way you want to think. So if you're talking about different news sources, they cover different things and word things differently. So going from Fox News to CNN, you get a more like conservative versus liberal view on different topics happening. And then some more lighthearted things like daily behavior with fashion trends, slang choices, into more serious ones like eating habits and long-term goals. They're all shaped by the videos you're watching on social media and what things are deemed as better for you and more of the ideal setting. And then lastly, wrapping up with how they touch on creating their own worlds and shaping the ones in which we live globally. Intro to Sociology, Agents of Socialization, posted on OpenStax, touches a lot on the creating and shaping stage. It talks about how social norms help determine the normal versus abnormal. This also works, as I touched before, on the goal setting and what you think of as yourself being good versus bad. And they work to shape identity through consumed media. So this is basing your opinions, your interests, and your personal stances on varying topics, trying to match with the collective and be like the things you are seeing around you. And then ultimately, social movements with awareness and influence being promoted. As I touched on before at the beginning, talks a lot about collective action and working as a group rather than an individual. This allows people to be connected wide scale versus narrowed down to a small population. So just an example. So these examples that I've just gone through kind of show how daily life is influenced and how your behaviors are shaped and worlds are created based on the mass media that you are surrounded by and you absorb on a daily basis. And they kind of just show how each stage from the identifying it and reflecting before basing how they want you to view it in behaviors and actions, then work to create their own worlds that are kind of their own goal. And kind of I just want you to realize how moving forward when you're looking at things like social media, how you're absorbing the information, how is affecting your brain and how you're wired, and kind of think more, will this impact me on the long term and change the way I'm thinking? Thank you.